This is Andi Purewal for Boxing News. I'm joined by Jack Catterall here in Manchester. Jack, how you doing?
Yeah, very well, Andy. All good. Down here to support Pat, and yeah, I'm excited for him.
Before we do come on to Pat, let's just stick with the theme of yourself. For a number of years, Jack, you was always struggling to get those big fights, struggling to get the fights you wanted, and now you're a man with options. You've got the Paro-Hitchins fight, potentially facing the winner of that, and then you've just been ordered today in the final eliminator to face Arnold Barboza for a WBO title. How nice does this feel?
You know what? I'm in a very privileged position, and I've certainly worked for it. We've been hit by a lot of roadblocks over the years. Fights weren't happening, fights falling through, etc., etc. Could go on all day about it, but I've had a good run this last year, and I'm in a position now where hopefully we can fight for the world title next year.
The Barboza fight being ordered earlier, was it a surprise to you to see that?
No, definitely not. The last fight was for a WBO international belt, intercontinental. We've been down the WBO route before. To get the first Taylor fight, it was mandatory for what felt like a lifetime, so it's nice now to be put in a position where I'm in a final eliminator to fight for a world title.
What for you is the most likely route that you want to see your career go down? Do you think you will pursue the Arnold Barboza fight, or do you think you look at the winner of next weekend as a more likely destination for your career?
I think we've got to sit tight. I think the fight's only a week away now with Paro-Hitchins. Thank you, Sam. Yeah, Jack. Can you put it there, please, Sam? Cheers, Sam. I think we've got to be patient. We've got Hitchins, Paro next week, so we'd be stupid to rush into a decision in the next day or two when that's obviously another option. But the ultimate goal is to fight and win a world title.
On the theme of Barboza, what did you make of his performance against Jose Ramirez?
I thought he boxed well. I think he boxed discipline. Listen, on the same hand, I thought he boxed well. I thought Ramirez was poor. He looked kind of shot overnight. I've watched Ramirez over the last couple of years, and there was something missing for me last Saturday. That being said, every credit to Barboza. I know he's been in the same position as me, really. He's been chasing a world title fight for what feels like a lifetime, so he must be over the moon. I've seen he's back in the gym today, so hopefully that fight can be made, and if not, hopefully the Paro fight can be made.
Why do you think it is, Jack, that maybe since Josh had vacated those titles, that it seems to be a bit more difficult for people to engineer or to manoeuvre into positions for a world title fight? You mentioned Jose Ramirez has been chasing him for a while. You yourself as well. Why do you think it is that's been the case?
I've not a clue, honestly. I do everything asked of me. I can only control my variables. I turn up to the gym every day. I'm willing and able to fight all these fighters. And I want to fight for a world title. It's a journey and it's a process. And ultimately that's down to my management team, my promotional company. But I find myself now in a terrific position after last year. Beating Josh in the rematch, beating Regis Prograis, moving up the rankings and hopefully fighting for a world title next.
Paro-Hitchins next weekend, what do you think is going to happen?
Interesting fight. I think Paro's got the momentum at the moment. He's been looking good. I've seen him fight a couple of times now, so if I had to pick a winner, I'm going Paro.
Which fight would you prefer, Liam Paro or Richardson Hitchins?
Definitely Paro. He's been the champion. He went to Puerto Rico, beat the champion. This is his defence of the title, so it goes without saying you always want to fight the champion and take his title.
Speaking to everybody earlier, they said that if the Paro fight was to come to fruition, this is if he was to defeat Richardson Hitchins, may not be your first choice, but you would happily travel over to Australia to fight him if that was the case.
Yeah, of course. Listen, it's never been in my plans to go to Australia. But if that's where the fight's made, then we go over, we're based up in Australia, and we go out there and fight for the world title.
Alternatively, I think it's safe to say that the Co-op Arena could quickly become somewhere where we could see a lot of boxing events. Obviously, it's a fantastic arena, you box there yourself. Is it somewhere you want to see as your new home? Yeah, you know what, it was unbelievable. We had the fight in May, which was in Leeds. We had a great support. We come back in a fight that probably wasn't known to the wider public. We just progress. Us in boxing know he's been a two-time champion. People know that he boxed Josh a couple of years ago in London. We had great support that night. It's a massive arena. To headline the first event though was amazing, but I think it's something we can build on. We win a world title. If we have to go to Australia, we come back, we defend it at the Co-op. Just to reflect as well, Jack, on your performance against Regis, a bit of time's passed now. How do you look back on it all? Yeah, not the greatest performance, I don't think. There's a few issues. I won't say issues in camp. No camp's ever 100%, but it really wasn't 100% that night. I said to dig deep. I don't think I had to dig too deep. I think I had a couple off rounds earlier on. Got the time in probably after the 5th, 6th round. And I think it was pretty straightforward from then.
Regis, tremendous fighter, very strong. I didn't underestimate his power, but I certainly felt his power in the fight. Strong fighter, but I think my timing, my defence and my boxing IQ was too much for him that night.
It's not often where a fighter might just openly say that the camp wasn't great. Can you expand any more as to why that might
Yeah,
be the
listen,
case?
I've never made excuses in my career, and I've had 31 fights now and 30 victories, and you win, you don't make it. If I got beat that night, I wouldn't have made an excuse, but they had 2 broken ribs only a matter of weeks before the fight, so the sparring got stopped. Kind of had a cold for about fucking 3 months, couldn't shake it. Fight week, it was a disaster. I was trying to get around, do all the media work out, the press conferences, I'm blocked up. Sam's asking me all week, are you okay, are you okay? Kind of. I wouldn't get in the ring if I didn't feel fit and ready enough to beat who's put in front of me, but I knew I was at 100%.
So a bit of time away now, a bit of downtime to get all of those injuries healed up and recovered, and you're feeling good to go for next year?
Yeah, listen, it's been a good month. I've looked after my body, I eat well, look after myself, a little bit of light exercise, and I'm feeling good now, energised, rested and ready to go again.
Pat Brown, that man just over there doing an interview, how exciting of a journey has he got ahead of him?
Phenomenal, really excited. I've drove up to Manchester tonight to support Pat and come and see him. I've been fortunate enough to meet him over the last year or two, being one of Nigel's amateurs. He gets great support. I've come up here to support him, and I think he's turning pro with the team that I've got, with the exact same team that I've put together, but it took me a career to put together with Jamie, Nigel, Sam and Matchroom, and he's got that from the get-go, so I'm excited to see how far he can take it.
This weekend, Jack, I expect to see you in Birmingham as well, supporting Cameron Vuong against Gavin Gwynne. How difficult of a test is this for Cameron?
On paper, it's a difficult test. We've seen Gavin Gwynne box over the years, tough fighter, but I think Cameron's special. I'm probably biased in saying that. I spend a lot of time with him, I train alongside him. He's a phenomenal kid, and he can do it. And if anyone can do it, Cameron can do it. And I just think this is his coming out party next Saturday.
Just a couple of fights I want to wrap this up on. Usyk Fury 2 in December. What happens?
Yeah, I think in my heart, so I want Fury to win, back in your own, etc. But my head just says Usyk for some reason, so I'd have to go Usyk for that fight.
And final one, February next year, David Benavidez and David Morales. Fantastic fight. Do you have a favourite?
No.
Fair enough, Jack. Listen, I appreciate your time. Enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you for speaking to me. I look forward to an announcement.
Thank you, Andy. Appreciate that.